counted too soon. I blew it. My job as the count-off guy in the rock band, I just lost it. God bless it. Dang it. I thought I had a career going. I guess not. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Got Laura upper left, me center upper, Scotty right upper corner,
Word.
lower left corner, Erica, lower right corner, empty chair. Wonder where Kelly is. I know what day it is. I can't read what that says, but the listener could probably see it. What does it say?
It says for rectal use only.
Okay. Roadkill has stickers that say for rectal use only. Does that surprise anybody?
Nope.
Yeah. Busy show today. That one flew by today. You know, that flew by. I'm going to be honest with you.
I wish you would.
Not having the best week. I don't know. I'm off.
Yesterday was a
Tough
great
day for you. Tough day, though.
It was a really tough day.
Yeah.
But the weather brightened it up. But Monday was a horrible day for me. Yesterday was a good day after I left here for the most part. But then I couldn't sleep all last night. So today has not been the best day again.
Yeah.
I'm just really having a hard time with. I pop no matter how many melatonins I pop. It's getting crazy.
Is it your neck?
No, it's just I can't sleep. I got a lot of things in my brain that just won't let me sleep.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah, well, I'm like, I mean, we've said all along, if you need a break, you can take a break whenever you want. You know that.
Yep.
Yeah. Mine's
All right,
just
cool.
just weird shit, you know.
Is that just for her?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you
Yes, it
need
was
to
just
take a
for
break
her.
too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I thought like we all.
No, you know how it is, right? Some days just, there's something. There's a vibe. Like, some
totally.
days, look.
Can I ask, and I wanted to ask you this during the show, vibe, everything. You say vibe all the time. You're going for the vibes. You want to feel the vibes. Today's a vibe day.
Yeah.
When did this become, because this isn't your whole life. I mean,
No, not my whole life, but
last couple of years, everything's been about vibes.
yeah,
Because that's
I would
what,
say it's been at least a year, couple of years.
I'll tell you, 100%, I'm with you.
'Cause you can feel the
100%.
vibes, like you can feel energy
well,
shifts and stuff like that.
I know
so,
all that, but I
yeah.
didn't know when vibe became the word that's used so
I definitely
much.
started using it more in here. Like I feel like
Okay.
I used it outside of here, and I would even apologize for it in the beginning. I go, oh, sorry, I said vibes again, but it's just kind of how I talk,
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't know when it became such a big. I mean, my kids use that's things they're talking. Who has a better drip? I don't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That usually happens when you get in your 60s.
Well,
I don't have it. I'm just saying that,
For the record, two-parter here. What is the drip, and do you want it?
I
yes,
think
you,
do.
you
want
want
the
you
drip.
want the
Oh,
drip.
whoa. I thought if you were a drip, you were a drag. I thought that was a...
No, if
No.
Everything
if
changes.
you have good drip, you have good style.
Yeah, so
Good clothes.
I'm out.
Outfit.
I have the
I think
11-year-olds
I'm
are
wrong.
asking Parker,
Yeah, I think I look at this.
who's got better drip? You or so and so, and they're like questioning him. Who
You know
has
what
the
the-
better drip?
You know what this is, Erica?
A band?
No.
It's
What
what
the
they.
symbol is.
It's what they call a pentangle. You know what it represents,
No.
Scotty?
Oh, the devil.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna
the
say
actual,
Satan, but I didn't wanna be
the
wrong.
devil. There you go. Yeah, there you go. We have a photo shoot we're doing tomorrow, and Roadkill's like, I thought the photo shoot was today. I brought my shirt, and I look, and of course it's a pentagram, right? A pentangle or whatever you call it. Okay, now I'm down with the vibes.
No,
because,
I know. I just didn't know
Yeah.
because it's a word you use a lot that
Yeah.
I didn't know when it became.
Yeah.
So
I have become a believer through the time that I've spent alone, like out doing what I do with the camera and stuff like that. It's really affected every asset of my life, and I really feel like you can feel a vibe when you go to a place. Places have vibes, and they can affect you. And I'm a universe guy. I know it sounds weird and stupid, like I'm some
you
sort of
make
hippie.
fun of me for crystals.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
she-
my whole life
No, I
is.
don't.
I was
I'm
just gonna
just
say that.
teasing you, though. We all tease each other.
Your vibes. She's kind of a Stones person. I do the Stones. but
I'm not a
you
Stones
are right.
guy.
You go into some places and you're like, man, the vibe here tonight is friggin' amazing.
Yeah, but also you've been in places like, I'm out of here.
The
This is a
vibe
bad
tonight-
vibe.
And sometimes
Is-
you can't even put your finger on it. You're
Right.
just like, oh, the energy's weird. I need to
Right.
leave.
The vibe here tonight says anybody in their 50s needs to be out.
Yeah.
And we need to be out of here.
Well, we could talk more about that because
Okay.
we're going to come back. But I have to tell you, something happened yesterday for the first time in my life. I've never, ever had this happen. I've never seen what I saw yesterday right in front of me. Never happened before. I'll tell you about that when we come back just a moment from this. Buzz 24/7 next. Hey man, it's Greg, and let me tell you how psyched I am about the new Buzz Plus. It's got more access and more content, with tons of exclusive features just $4.99 a month, including our new extra Buzz 24/7 segment, exclusive to Buzz Plus subscribers. Plus the show, videos, and podcast, all commercial free. Sign up for Buzz Plus today at morningbuzz.com.
The best place to get all your tax filing done this year is efile.com. We have a link at the deals page at morningbuzz.com where you can get 20% off if you e-file your IRS taxes. E-file makes filing individual federal and state returns easy. Go to morningbuzz.com/deals for 20% off when you e-file with efile.com.
Now that's what's up.
I want to come back to the vibe thing, too, in a little bit. I'll come back to the vibe thing.
Okay.
Because I want you to describe what a good vibe is for you and what a bad one is. And I know it's different, and I have answers myself. But I've become all about that kind of thing, much more open and trying to in tune with what's going on around me. And I feel weird even saying it, like I'm some sort of, like what I would have said years ago, some hippie guy. But maybe I am. I don't know. Whatever. So yesterday, there I was, Scotty.
Yeah, you were.
Minding my own damn business.
Doesn't it always start that way?
Yeah.
Minding my own damn business.
Yep. In the words of comedian Bob Marley. I think if you have ever seen Mr. Marley, you've probably heard him say,
It's always something.
Yeah.
Always something. Can't have a day. Can't have a day. Can't sit down for 2 seconds without somebody right up your ass.
It wasn't necessarily that. But there I was. Nobody was up my backside.
Oh, that's good.
But this is a serious thing, actually. I was driving. I went and got the dog, at a doggy daycare at Dapper Dogs, and went and got the dog, and she's in the back seat, and I'm driving. I'm talking to a friend on the phone, and I'm in my town. Okay, I'm coming down the main street in my town. It's 5:00. It is busy. The road.
Very busy road.
Yeah, it's a very, very busy road. It's right in front of the New Hampshire State Liquor Store. It's right in front of the Market Basket. That's where it took place.
The one with that train station?
Yeah.
That's with the liquor store, the train, old train station.
It's the old train station, trolley
Yeah.
station, the old trolley station.
I drove all the way to your town just to check out that liquor store.
It's a nice liquor store.
That is
It's a nice store.
That is.
Yeah.
That was. Let me tell you something. That was a hopping place during COVID.
I mean, I drove an hour just because I wanted to check out the old train
The
station.
whole area behind that is they call it Willand Pond,
Pickle
and
Park.
it was a.
That's Pickle Park.
Okay, it's actually Willand Pond, and there are no pickles there.
I heard
Well,
though
no, there
there
is.
were-
There used to be, probably, but there were trails out back. It was an amusement park back there. It was big in the 20s and 30s and stuff. It was huge. But anyway, yesterday, I'm driving, and I'm talking to a friend of mine on the phone, Michelle, and I'm looking up ahead. It's probably 40 yards ahead of me. I'm at the light, and I'm coming through the light. Right after the light on the liquor store. I want to paint the story for you. The liquor store is on my left. It's busy. There's 2 lanes going where I'm going, 2 lanes going back. I look over and I see something move out of the corner of my eye, and I look, and I see the front end of a truck in the air.
Oh.
I saw the truck hit. I don't know what happened. I couldn't see because there was traffic. Scotty, the truck went up like this.
Oh.
It went up in the air, right? Went up in the air and then tilted onto its passenger side and crashed. Immediately, now all my eyes were on that.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, the giant power line telephone pole has snapped in 2. Apparently, this truck slammed into this thing and snapped the pole in 2. The pole, which had multiple lines on it, phone lines and power lines, then launches into the middle of the 4-lane road and crashes down onto the ground. All of the wires still attached. So now think about that. Rush hour, 5:00, busy. I mean, you stop like that. There's no holes in the traffic at this time. Somehow, this thing lands in the middle of the road, puts a hole in the road because of the T, the top of the T of the, and then the wires are flying all over the place and stuff, and then the explosions start, and I'd never seen like the explosions being the what do they call it? Transfer boxes, right? Pow, sparks, like at the natural. Felt like the natural, Scotty. Pow, 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 sparks are going. Robert Redford's running the bases, and I'm saying it like that because apparently the accident The accident was a guy. I don't know how it happened. I can't figure it out. But he hit that pole hard because I saw the front end of his truck and it was concave.
Yeah.
And
Sort of the news.
so I was at the light and everything stopped and cars started turning every which way. It was chaotic. People started running everywhere. And now I'm probably like 30 yards from the accident itself. And people are running over and people are trying to back up and go backwards in the direction I came from to get away from it because the power lines are hanging over the road.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you don't with that, right?
No.
So I'm inching up slowly. You know, I'm going to get up near where the crash is. I can't pull over. There's no place to pull over. And I can't back up because there's other cars behind me. So my only choice is to go up there. And I want to get out and help. I want to see if there's something I can do. So by the time I get up to the actual where the truck is on its side, there's people running everywhere. Everybody's got their phones out.
They said they were using a fire extinguisher to bang on.
Yeah,
his door.
somebody came back. I saw somebody run. Some guy ran up with a fire extinguisher, gave it to another guy on the other side of the truck, and they smashed the window. And the guy got inside the truck and pulled the guy out. And so I'm sitting there. Now I'm directly across in the truck, and I'm looking at the guy who pops his head up. I'm like, "Is everything okay? Do you need any help?" He's like, "No, he's out. We got him out." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm looking, and the interesting things, and the reason I wanted to talk about this is because what people do in that moment is awesome. I mean, those people, the guys that went and people got involved, and I was so happy to see that. The only other time I saw a real car accident happen was a simple fender bender at a other than the one I was in, was a simple fender bender, and all anybody did was pull out their phones and start recording. I didn't see anybody with a phone out yesterday. Everybody was like a call to action, right? Mm-hmm. So I say to the guy, all right, cool. And then I look, and now the power lines are draped over the road. They're coming down over the truck that is on its side. The power lines, which means
Electricity.
Those are live.
don't
Yeah,
touch them.
don't touch 'em.
Right? Don't touch the car if the car
Is touching them. Yes.
because you're gone, right? And people, when they're in that moment, this is not a criticism because I can see how it can happen. But just to be aware, if you're ever in this situation, they stop paying attention to what's around them, and they're focused on get around the truck, see the guy, look at the damage. Everybody's looking. And I'm watching this guy stand there, and he's moving closer to the truck and closer to the power line. He's probably, I'd say 2 feet, 3 feet from the power line. And I'm like, if he's not paying attention, he moves another step closer. If anything happens and that moves, whatever's holding that line where it is, if it hits him, he's done.
Yeah, I think a landscaper late this summer got killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Exposed power lines.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what do I do? So I yell. I yell. I'm like, hey! And another guy that was next to this guy looked over to me, and I'm like, get that guy away from the power line. Tell him to back up. And the guy said, come on, back it up, because you can't be anywhere near that stuff, you know? And everybody was trying to help. Everybody had the best intentions, including the guy that was standing there almost hitting the power line. But man, oh man, if you're ever in a situation where you have to see that, or luckily everybody was okay, right? Everybody was okay. The thing you have to be aware of your surroundings at all time, because there's still cars everybody's freaking out because the power lines are everywhere. And how nobody was killed by that telephone pole crash, and how that didn't hit a vehicle as a guy that drives that road every day is mind-boggling. Talk about universe. Somebody was looking down on them yesterday, whoever was ahead of me in traffic, because 8 times out of 10, the top of that thing goes through the roof of a car or the front end of a car. That's how busy it is, you know. But when you're in those situations, you got to really be aware of what's happening around you. And the other thing I thought of as I was there was, if you're ever in a situation where you have to run up to a vehicle that's been in an accident, and I've done it a couple of times. I didn't see the crash. I mean, I saw one, I guess, but nothing like this. No vehicle that left the ground. You don't know what you're going to see. You just don't know when you get to a car what you're going to see. And I have friends who have seen the worst of the worst and it's very, very difficult to actually ever get that out of your mind.
I didn't pull over for an accident because
You knew.
I knew, and it was it was on 95 southbound in like Greenland one day on my way home from Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And it was like a kids camp, and
Oof.
and I saw the people pulling over and helping to pull these kids off the bus,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't go and help them because I knew that it was not going to be good for me
Yeah.
to see kids,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
I
Right.
saw it on the news, there was 13 injured, 11 of them were kids, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't pull over, and I know it sounds wrong, but mentally I don't.
I was
know if
coming back to the
could've
mountains on
handled it.
93, and I watched a car hit the guardrail on the left, then go across the road and bank off the guardrails twice, left and right, and ended up on the right side of the road, and then came to a stop. I pulled over into the median, and I jumped out. Nobody stopped. And I ran over, and I'm thinking, like, I don't know what's going on in this car. What the hell am I going to see? And I get to the car, and there's a woman in the passenger seat. There's nobody in the driver's seat. She got bounced into the passenger seat.
What is she doing
And
driving from the passenger?
She's got
women.
she had white pants on, and there was blood all over them. There was blood everywhere, except her face wasn't bleeding. And I'm like, where's the blood coming from? And then I looked, and I'm like, are you hurt? And she's like, no. And I'm like, is that blood? And it was hot chocolate. But it looked like a deep red when it hit whatever kind of cloth she was wearing. Turns out that she was okay. But for a second there, I thought, and then you're reminded, you don't know what you're going to see when you run up on something like that, and you got to prepare yourself.
Yep.
So yesterday, my hat was off to the people that ran over to that, and I was ready to get out of the car, but I couldn't because I was being moved along. I had to be, you know what I mean, and. It was this weird, like I've never seen a car fly up in the road. I mean, maybe some people have had it crashed like that, and nobody was hurt.
See, I've seen other
Everybody's
accidents
okay.
where I've stopped to ask if people are okay. I've never seen anything. I've seen blood
Yeah.
and stuff, but the one with the school bus or the
yeah.
little bus, I was like, I couldn't.
How many cars do you see that you go, not that they're okay, but they're all set? Like
Well,
there's enough.
That's a good question.
And that's with the kids in the bus thing. There was already 3 cars pulled over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I didn't know how many kids. Like, it kept going. How many people do they need to help right now? Because there's it's a bus,
Right.
you know. But
You have to think like, there was phones everywhere. Everybody had the phones, and they weren't doing this. They weren't doing the take it.
Just
They were
everybody's
on
calling.
the phone, and so you're like, okay, they got this.
Yes.
They got this.
Yep.
But I did yell to the guy who pulled. I think it was the guy that pulled the guy out, or he was there, right up against the other. Are you okay? Is everybody? Is there any? You guys need help? He's like, nope. He's out of the car. He's out of the truck. It's okay. Okay. And so then I was moving along, and I was going to pull over, and then I drove off because everything seemed to be, and I didn't want to make it worse.
Yes.
You don't need more people there,
No.
Right.
And I drove under the power lines that were hanging
How
over
much
the road.
clearance did you have?
There was clearance. It was good. It was pretty good clearance, but I was the first one to do it, and then everybody was kind of like, okay, it was probably like 6 feet. 6 feet above the top of my car.
You just got to be sure it's done falling.
No, dude. I sat there watching. I didn't just race through it. Trust me. I sat there, but I didn't. Everybody was behind me. I wanted to clear the scene. You know what I mean? If I got out of the way, everybody else could get out of the way.
Yeah.
So, and because I thought, what the fuck if this thing falls on me? But yeah, I've never. Have you ever had anything like that? Do you ever see a crash?
Not it happened, but come up on it. But people are already there.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like if there's 3 or 4 cars, I kind of go. I think they got it under control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many would you call? Like if there's
Oh,
there's
absolutely.
2 people there, would you call
Yeah,
911?
I have before.
I didn't call
And then
911.
usually the times that I've called, they
Right.
said, we've already got it. Thank you. Fantastic.
I have no idea I don't know how that happened. And they haven't said. Like, the guy hit that thing full on. He just hit it full on. I didn't see it.
Yeah, they didn't know his fate this morning, how he's doing.
I thought he was in stable condition. I thought I'd heard that last night on Channel 9. They were on with it this morning, but I don't know. I hope he's okay. But I don't know. All of a sudden, I just saw the front end of that car come up in the air, the truck. And it was not a small truck.
No, it isn't.
I've never seen a car like that before. It's like,
that's
holy.
scary.
I was on the phone with my friend. I'm like, holy shit. I start screaming, you know. She's like, what, are you okay? I'm like, not me. It's not me. You know, but man, oh man, it gets your blood going.
Yeah.
It gets your blood going.
Anytime you see something like that,
Yeah.
a guy cut me off at the Lee traffic circle. I'm headed back to Manchester to go to a show, and somebody zipped out of the, for lack of a better word, the road that has the nudist park.
Yeah.
Never stopped, crashed right into the guy right in front of me.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, what freaks me out is that guy cut me off
Yeah.
at the traffic circle.
Yeah.
Could have been me, and it was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's when Valerie was coming over for Lend a Helping Can, this past Lend a Helping Can, I went to call her to see if she could hit Dunkin' Donuts on the way in, and she had just had a narrow miss of the same kind of situation at that same spot.
Yeah, that's
at
another
that
good
same
spot right
spot, and she was in tears.
She was a mess.
She was an absolute mess because she said, I had to crank the wheel or I was going to get in a head on, and he missed me by 2 feet, and she turned into the road. If that road was not there, she goes either into a ditch or gets hit head on.
Yeah, she was still
She
shaking.
was shaking up when she got
here. She was.
Yeah.
I hugged her and she couldn't stop shaking.
Yeah, that's why we didn't talk to her.
Well,
on
then you
the air.
asked her to hit Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I didn't. No,
You know?
no, she did though. Actually,
She still did.
She still did it,
shaking.
though.
She came in, half the coffee was
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
She couldn't hold
Half
it.
the coffee was spilled. I'm like, what the?
I didn't want that shaken.
But no, it's a harrowing thing, and you know the weird thing sitting back and you replay those things in your mind. Traffic was not moving. It wasn't moving. So either this guy wasn't paying attention or look, and I don't know. I'm not trying to say I know. I don't. But he hit that thing pretty hard to shear the telephone pole in half. And it swung out, Kelly, and landed in the middle of the road and put a hole in the road, and it didn't hit any vehicles. My mind is astounded. You know? Like with the motorcycle that my wife, if you listen to this podcast, you probably, I told a story about it. I never told it before on the air, but it was a motorcycle accident Valerie and I were in when we were hit by a guy who ran a red light. And I swear to God that the universe, whatever, said it's not your time yet. You know, God did, whatever you want to call it. You know, I think Valerie landed perfectly safely, and we walked away from that, you know, alive. And it's like, you can't go through something like that without going, somebody was looking down on me. I want to know who the car was that almost that telephone pole almost came down on, right? Like, Jesus, I'd play the lottery, man, if I was you. What?
It's funny because my sister will say somebody was watching down, and I go, well, maybe somebody was looking up. And
You
she'll
mean the
go,
you mean the
"Saved
devil?
you."
Maybe the
Okay.
devil was
Right,
like,
right,
hey,
right,
you know
right,
what?
right.
That person makes
Not
me
a lot
laugh.
yet.
The first thing I thought of when I watched Valerie do a somersault and land perfectly fine on the ground was that a hand came down and sort of did it and made her do that. Like, you know, whether it was her mom who had passed away or her dad or God or whatever, you know, I don't know what the answer is, but it's something because it was a miracle that she wasn't hurt. But anyway, okay. So there's that. But anyway, that was my exciting day yesterday. Nobody? Have you never come up on an accident?
No, although I was driving home from my sister's a couple days ago, and there was a girl who had jumped out of the car or got pushed out of the
a
car.
93.
Yeah. and
Holy
so,
shit,
I
really?
I
It
must
was
have been
bad.
right after she did it because I hit all the traffic and like 3 full, like the big size ambulance were going through and a bunch of
It
state
was so
troopers.
bad.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That was
she-
Saturday.
She's
Saturday.
alive, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would been trying to follow to see.
Was she trying to
Yeah.
escape?
I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Just
a good
says a
situation.
female sustained serious injuries after jumping from a moving
car, yeah.
vehicle on
my gosh.
I-93 North.
Yeah.
You, Kelly, ever come up on a... I know it's a weird question to ask, but, you
Nope.
know, it's...
I know you. Didn't the Dr. Rock come up to a plane crash?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dr. Rock was on the golf course that's on the side of I-95, and a plane went to land on I-95 and went under a bridge and crashed. And our friend Chris Garrett, the Dr. Rock, was probably 30 yards away and was the first one to open the door. And he still can see it. It was not. The guy did not make it. It was ugly. It was ugly, ugly, ugly. Scotty, you never?
I already answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah.
I
But nothing
no,
crazy.
No.
Yeah. I've seen little bang-ups, but nothing. I never saw a vehicle in the air. And thought
Well,
it was...
that would be crazy.
Yeah. It looked just like a movie. Looked just like a movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So Erica leaves tomorrow for Iceland.
Yes.
Gonna get some good vibes there.
I know. I was like a change up of the energy now. Iceland. Yay.
Hey, question, because it is vacation. I know you haven't packed. Did you buy, besides your little cleats, ice cleats, did you
Yes.
buy anything new so you can post new photos?
Yes, I did. I have new boots because I don't really have any snow boots. Surprisingly, living in New England, but then
Yeah.
I got like little just waterproof pants to put over my jeans and a jacket.
Yeah, waterproof shoes, waterproof boots. Yeah, absolutely. That's what you need because if the spray from waterfalls, and stuff like that.
Right.
But-
Roadkill always questions why people buy new clothes for vacation.
I always say when we go on vacay, it's like, why do I want to spend something on new clothes that I'm sweating in?
And the fact that nobody where you're going knows what you normally wear. So
Yeah.
you're
No,
really-
here's the thing, because I had to buy a lot of new stuff to go to Iceland because I don't want to mess with those conditions. You know what I mean? You have to be ready. I had to buy all thermal stuff and thermal stuff, thermal socks, thermal shit. Shit ain't cheap.
No,
Yeah.
but
It is not cheap.
Okay, when I picture when we went to Florida, the kids were little, so I'm carrying kids, stuff's getting spilled.
Right.
Why do I want to go out and buy like a new shirt? And honestly, I just grabbed a bunch of white ones from the station. It said Budweiser or whatever, because the shirts are just going to get ruined anyways.
Right.
And I was just like, hey, it's white.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too high. The kids are dropping ice cream.
You're gonna go into the salt pools, the volcano fed pools there.
Hopefully.
Okay. Do you have a nice bathing suit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't wear it.
Oh, it's
Because
gonna be ruined.
it's very,
That's
That's
very,
actually good to know, 'cause I
very
do have a cute one
salty.
back.
I do have a cute one.
Don't
I
bring
do.
cute one.
I would have been really disappointed if I
No,
ruined it.
I'm just saying, bring one that you don't love because they say they depend. There's a couple of them that I went to the one in Iceland in Reykjavik, and they say it's not good for bathing suits. So if you have one you really like,
Okay.
but unless you really want good, Instapics, then
I
you go ahead and do
know,
it.
right?
And the other thing I was going to bring up was, do you drink coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
Love coffee.
All right. Bring a travel mug, not like a giant one, because their cups of coffee are like this big.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, can I have like 20 ounces?
Yeah.
So bring a travel mug, and so you can pour the coffee in and take it with you on the road trip.
Okay.
Those are just a couple of
can do that.
tips. But I know we're gonna break here. We're gonna leave some of you, and if you're a Buzz Plus member, we have more coming up because I want to get into the vibe, the discussion about vibes, and
Bro.
good vibes, bad vibes, how you tell the difference. What a good vibe to you it might not be what a good vibe is to Scotty.
Absolutely,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So we're gonna do a vibe check. Okay. What's the vibe check in the room? I give it about about an 8, about a 7.5 to an 8.
7.
A little bit.
Yep. I
Yeah,
would agree with
I'm
that.
probably I'm probably the
You're
negative
high,
energy.
yeah. No.
I'm probably the
I don't
negative
feel,
energy.
I don't feel on my game today, and I'm freezing.
Yeah, I haven't felt that way all week, so that's why I'm at a 7.5. All right, we're gonna come back for the Buzz Plus members. Thank you very much. We'll get more for you. For the rest of you, if you want to join, please do. If you don't, we will see you coming up tomorrow. All right, see ya.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel AT Morning Buzz TV and watch The Buzz 24/7 each weekday. Sponsored by eFile.com, making filing individual federal and state returns easy. Go to morningbuzz.com/deals for 20% off when you e-file with eFile.com.
Coffee drinkers looking to reduce the caffeine, Greg found this decaf and half-calf blend of coffee at Savarista. Savarista Coffee offers premium craft decaf and half-calf blends with bold flavors, ethically sourced beans, and natural decaffeination. Even better, Greg got you 25% off with code BUZZ at checkout at Savarista.com or just click the Savarista link at the deals page at morningbuzz.com.